it yet? Ah.
There we go.
I looked and it was starting the transition. All right, anyway, you don't care about that. I'm Alecat. We're going to do a Highland song. We've got like an unskippable cutscene at the start, so we'll just count in. 3, 2, what? Were you ready, Lacey? All right, ready? 3, 2, 1, let's go.
And we're off.
All right.
There is a song, Moira.
For good luck, I'm just going to go. When the bit comes up, we got to...
Sure
yeah.
thing.
Yeah. For good luck.
For good luck.
Yeah.
A song for pilgrims and babbies going to sleep.
Spirit be with thee on every stream.
In the
In the trough of the waves, on the crest of the billows. All right. We've got Spirit be with us on every stream, so hopefully the stream goes well.
Moira.
And yeah, so this is going to be a sort of a longer sort of run. All Peaks is a New Game Plus category, so we have already completed pretty much everything in the game. We sort of like 100'd it before this. And it's not a in-game sort of like category. It is actually going to be 2 loops of the game.
So, as the name implies, you need to visit every peak in the Highlands, which in this game is 36.
Yes. All right.
Which is impossible to do in a single run through the game.
That we know of so far.
Okay, that's fair, that's fair. So, this game is, I mean, you know, it's effectively a bit of a roguelite, and it's intended to be played over and over again.
Yes. And the narrative sort of unfolds over those replays as well.
So you've just opened with something that's only possible in New Game Plus because it literally requires you to have beaten the game in order to unlock that path. Yeah, just kind of fun there.
So what you just saw there was we transitioned. Oh my gosh, that's not good. We'll just do this. All right.
Moira can shrug off all sorts of damage, it's fine.
Sort of. She does have a stamina bar, however. So her exhaustion is sort of indicated by the little puff that appears above her head. You can see it's currently this little red puff, and when it's in the red state, she can't dash, and she may, oh, that's a bit of a weird geometry there. She may fall when she's trying to climb. So in order to regain stamina, we just pause for a bit and give her a chance to catch her breath.
Should we go through a bit of a story outline, at least the conceit of it?
Yes.
All right. So we are playing as Moira McKinnon. She's lived, as far as we know, all alone. Well, not all alone, but with her mom and a
younger brother
who we never see. And she doesn't really get on with any of them. And so she's just received a letter from her weird uncle Hamish, who lives in a lighthouse all on his own, telling her to come to the lighthouse before Beltane, which is 7 days away. It's 1 week, isn't it? Not 2 weeks.
It's 1 week. Yeah.
1 week away. Come quick before Beltane. It's important. I'm not going to give you any details. And so she decides, okay, let's just run away from home into the Highlands. What could go wrong?
What could go wrong, indeed.
All right, and we're just coming up to the Lover's Leap, isn't it?
No. This one is.
Oh, never mind.
This is Gull's Perch.
This is why you're in charge. I'm just here.
I'm like, hang on, you're making me remember the names of the peaks?
I'm sorry. Well, okay, I've got a cheat sheet here.
Yeah, you got the cheat sheet.
You think I'd read it this time?
All right, well, I'm going to try and do just a tiny skip here. No, I think I missed it. Oh, no, there we go. There's a little bit of time save. Not really, but... All right, so that's our first peak, and we're going to do that a number of times. And there's also music in this game.
Yeah, so the sprint sections are a little bit of a rhythm minigame in there.
Feel free to clap along. I have no idea how the rhythm is on your end.
I think that screen latency is pretty good.
the end of the first song. And yes, this game has plenty of delightful music provided by 2 Scottish bands.
Yeah, it's a Fourth Moon and Talisk, I believe. On top of a really, really nice original score as well.
Whoops. I tried to skip the dialogue there and it put me in a dash because B is also, yeah, there we go. So we're just coming up on our second peak here. Those sprint sections, in addition to, providing, I guess, a bit of texture between the places that we visit, they also provide the opportunity for us to increase our stamina.
You need to get them near perfect or
Perfect,
perfect?
perfect.
So no misses. So fortunately, that one's good. And that resets on a New Game Plus, doesn't it?
I think so, yeah.
So this first loop through the game, I believe, is a fair bit longer than the second loop. So
That's correct.
More important to get this one correct than on the second one.
I'm messing up all these.
Oh. I mean, the great thing is that you take a lot of intentional damage in this route anyway.
This
and
is true,
intentional
actually.
falls look pretty much like unintentional falls, so just play it cool.
I am trying to get down this slope right now, and my D-pad is disagreeing with
Is it
me.
just insisting that you want to climb instead?
I wonder whether my analog stick is interfering. Here we go. Here we go.
There we go. You've escaped.
I've just swapped to analog.
The other really interesting thing I found from just playing this game casually is...
That was intentional, but I was
yeah.
hoping to get it on the slope.
It does a really good job to me of setting the atmosphere. Actually, yes, it is a little bit dangerous wandering off into the Highlands with no shelter or anything. Maybe you should be a bit careful. Unfortunately, speedrunning breaks the masquerade a little bit. Moira can just take a bunch of face plants and dives that would probably just kill her right away.
All right. Maybe I should turn down some of the... Is this...
You want the audio change?
This is fun. Let me see if I can take this damage.
Everything's fine.
Everything is fine. I actually wanted to take a bit of damage off that, but because it happened in the animation, it skipped the damage. So that's our third peak, I think. There we go.
Yep, that's...
Okay, hang on. So I did not successfully take enough damage here, so I'm actually just going to be taking a little more. Because we're actually going to set up for a damage warp. So what you just saw there as well was Moira was not able to climb because she was in the red stamina. So, oh my gosh, I wanted to take damage. We might be all right in a second. One more. So part of speedrunning this is carefully managing your... okay, that's probably good enough. You're managing where you want to go. Oh goodness, that was too much damage.
Oh boy.
Oh dear, oh dear.
Was that a death?
That was.
I think that was a death.
That was too much, and that was too early. We wanted to do that later.
All right, well, let's see where this puts you.
Oh, this is bad.
Okay. Are we off the map yet?
Hush now,
Oh
baby,
man, we'll see.
and I'll tell it again. Once upon a time.
All right, we're just settling
There was a
into
lonely
marathon
fisherman.
nerves. This bodes poorly for later, but that's fine.
Nah, you'll be fine.
Let's have a look.
Oh
I mean,
boy, it's all the way back at the little guard.
It's not bad, but I might consider just seeing whether an autosave gives us anything. This isn't even the little guard. This is
Oh.
King's...
Oh, right. Yeah, with the
so
ravens.
let's just check whether an autosave is any closer. Otherwise, we'll just do this again. 3 minutes ago, nah. I don't think so. Let's take that damage again. It did advance the day, however, which is, I think, actually, maybe I don't take the damage in this section and I just play it normally. We'll see.
Because the interesting thing is the game effectively has two primary endings based on how much in-game time has passed, and you want to intentionally take...
Oh my gosh, look at that. Hello.
Oh,
I fell
you've
through
just
the world.
fallen through the world.
Oh, everything's going from bad to worse. We'll be right.
Eventually.
Yeah, once she hits the bottom plane, it'll walk back up. It'll be fine. There's a couple... There we go. Whew.
You didn't need those kneecaps.
I don't know. That's what a mafia mob boss would say. Okay. It's definitely a game that, like, the haste makes waste thing. Let's try this again. Oh, right, because I didn't go the autosave. Let's go.
Just double checking. Oh, because you didn't take the auto load, so you've got the peak that was in between already.
Yeah, that's
right?
why it didn't do the animation.
Yeah, you don't need
I
to
was
revisit
like,
it.
yeah.
All
Okay,
right.
let's do that. Okay, now let's just manage our health a little. A little more cautiously.
Yes, the problem thing with flying close to the sun is occasionally you get burned.
Yes. Okay, let's do this. Okay, that looks perfect.
Okay.
Okay, let's go. Take the path. So there is a sort of like a day-night cycle or like a time cycle in this game. So time passes normally, but also like taking these long passages also just takes a couple of hours out of the day.
Now that one was intentional.
That was
wasn't it?
intentional, yes.
We can keep a tally.
Oh no.
No worries.
I mean, you can.
I mean, you're at 1-1, so
Yeah.
it's only going to get better from here.
We'll see.
Catching river trout.
You know, we've only lost about 3 minutes,
Oh,
so
that's
yeah,
fine.
that's fine. Why is it raining? Okay, this is fine actually. Raining is actually good, sort of. Because I'm actually going to want another damage warp relatively soon. And well, actually I've burned more, you know. So resting, it's not recovering my health because I'm in the rain, and it's not recovering my stamina any faster, but I do want to advance the clock, so I might as well use the time that she's catching her breath to advance that clock. So if there's anything that you'd like to say or any announcements to make, maybe just now will be good. We'll have a song very shortly.
Me?
Yes. Uh-oh, that's an evil laugh.
No. We're all good. I will just take this moment to just remind everybody that we are AusSpeedruns, a group doing speedrun events to raise money for charity. For this event, we're raising money for Game On Cancer, a charity which funds early career cancer researchers who are working across all areas of cancer research. If you'd like to donate, you can go to donate.ausspeedruns.com or in person at the runner management desk.
All right.
So this is ostensibly a rhythm game, but we are going to be intentionally messing up the songs because it's an effective way to take damage. We'll do that a couple more times.
You do it properly eventually.
Eventually. Maybe. I make no promises.
You'll try to do it properly eventually.
Okay, just like one more damage thing and then we'll get... Oh, I forget that this geometry gets weird when it's in the song as well. So the scenery gets dynamically generated for the song, and occasionally that does cause some interesting things. Okay, the song has ended there, so I won't be able to take any more damage.
It was a very short one.
Yeah, it is. Well, when you take 3 damage things in it, you sort of have the gaps in between. So
Yeah,
a relatively short song. We have another peak.
Where are we at? Is this Stone Song?
No. Golden. Goodness.
Golden Field?
Golden Field, maybe? It's the one right after the no heal indicator.
Ah. Well, I'll do my best to decipher your notes, but you know what you're doing.
I do not know what I'm doing, but somehow they still put me up here. So I didn't take as much damage as I wanted to, so once again, but this time I'm not going to mess it up because I'm just going to use this ledge to do it.
Wow, that did less than I expected.
Yeah, so there is a mercy, like what we're seeing is the mercy death. So there's 2 types of death. There's the death where you will have to respawn, it, you know, advances time and all that. And this is just a mercy death of like, you took too much damage all at once, we're gonna put you back where you had been, and we'll just take a small amount of health off you. So now we've triggered the actual
4 deaths makes 4 fake deaths makes 1 real death,
Yes,
right?
yes. So this one's actually a necessary damage warp. It is not possible to get to the spot that I want to get to without taking this death warp. So we're going to cross over to the other side.
I suppose it's a reasonable opportunity to explain how the game's layout works as well. So the game is laid out effectively like a paper diorama in that way that you've got layers that essentially you can transition between in two sort of like the big picture layers travel between them is only ever one way. There's essentially you start in the foreground, and eventually as you move forward, deep into the game, you'll eventually come to the final layer. But inside those, each of them will have 2 or 3 internal layers, and those you can go back and forth between.
Well, usually like actually quite a lot. So you'll see as I go backwards into the landscape here, you're allowed to go backwards 1 layer deep at a time, and forwards up to 3. So you can sometimes end up going like into the foreground more than you're allowed to go into the background.
And some of these layers, like sometimes you've got situations where you've got, say, a rough slope that you can only travel in one direction on, and you've just, Nice.
All right, we've got another song coming up, and I think we're good to just, actually do it properly.
All right.
So we'll get the backup.
Get ready to, get a rhythm section going. All righty. Nice.
Excellent, excellent. All right, so we've got another peak here. And then
Just
we're
like
going to
that.
go just a little
All right,
bit.
now we're at Lover's Leap.
Yeah.
We're not at Lover's Leap, are we?
This is Stone's
that's
song, I
Lover's
think.
Leap
This
there.
is Stone's
right.
song.
Now, you can see Lover's Leap in the background. She'll get there eventually.
So that was just one of these examples of where the planes, like, I'm allowed to jump onto that one up there, but I'm not allowed to jump back on. I'm just going to do a short section of song here. And you'll see, even though I didn't complete the whole song, it did give me the stamina boost. So I was able to, get a bit of extra benefit there.
Enough for horses.
And I'm going to find a shortcut. So the normal gameplay loop of this game is like these shortcuts aren't all available to you when you start a new game, as Nico hinted at before. Generally, the game has a bunch of maps that you can find. And sorry, I'm going to skip you, Hamish. I'm sorry. There are maps to find, and when you find a map, it'll give you a bit of a scroll, like it sort of looks
It's like a map that someone's drawn on a piece of paper or something.
Or it's like an advertising thing for come visit this place, but it doesn't necessarily correspond to where you are at the time you find it.
And to unlock the mechanical shortcuts that Moira uses, you actually need to line up where it is visually in the landscape. It's pretty cool. But fortunately, for speed purposes, New Game Plus, you've already got everything. So, yeah, you've just got the access to all this stuff that someone going in blind would not have.
Yeah. Just gonna climb up here. Let's go. Yeah. Okay, this is Lover's Leap.
Yeah, okay. Third time's right. I didn't even get to say it.
You're just that keen.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a dam and everything. It's quite cool.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. We're going
All
this way now.
Okay. I know where I am on the map now.
Do you?
Yes. It's there.
Okay.
All right.
It's another song.
You doing this one properly?
Yes, we'll be doing this one correctly.
Let's go. Let's go.
Come on.
Come on,
let's
yeah,
move.
there we
Yeah.
go. Alrighty.
Oh, yes. I love this song.
Your favorite?
I mean, it's especially my favorite at a certain point in the game. But yeah.
Gotta say, it comes through quite punchy on these headphones. When you're doing it at home, it's not quite as much.
Nice. Good work, everyone.
Nice.
Alrighty. So what peak are we coming up to next, Nico?
All right, so apparently next one we're looking at the Wrestling Rock.
Oh yes, a sad place.
Or Craig Carra.
Oh yes. Now all of the peaks have their names in Scots. Scots?
Gaelic.
Gaelic.
Scots is, yeah.
Oh no, I've done something. I've misspoken. I apologize.
You're fine.
Oops. No,
I mean,
that
they
wasn't
do
it.
have their names in Scots as well. The name in Scots is the Wrestling Peak.
Okay, I see. All right, so in an earlier run, I pushed a boulder down the hill here, which has unlocked this route here. You'll see that the slidey areas, I went through them earlier, they are one-way slopes, and occasionally there'll be like rocks that you can use to climb up where that slope might have been otherwise. There is a view that sort of gives you like this, hang on, this one here shows you highlights slopes that you can climb up. And there may at times be ones marked in red. Why did you choose to do that, Moira? That was odd.
You wanted to jump and you just got to scramble?
Yeah, that was weird.
Oh,
No,
well.
I just wanted to go forward.
And
Anyway.
So what we're going to see here, unless I'm wrong, is an example of popping back and forth between layers. You're going to get this peak and then, oh, maybe not.
I can't remember.
Oh,
I'm gonna be
boy, I'd better not.
well,
I'd
like
better not
in terms
ruin
of
you.
the layers.
Yeah, never mind. Yeah, okay, we'll see. So here we are, Wrestling Rock.
What do I have marked here? That may be out of date. We'll see.
Okay.
Well,
Highland
what do
Milk
you-
is next, right?
Yeah. Okay, we're just going to go down the hill.
Yeah. Oh, but you're not going back up the layer. I guess we'll see.
Yeah, no, I'm going to go this way.
I guess that's the problem
So
with such
I'm
a long
gonna do
run is that you can only
this.
keep... Yeah, that's what I meant, because you'd already been there.
Oh, yes.
So that was just a little detour
Yes.
and then back.
Yeah. Okay. Oops, that was too much height.
Well, this is before the sprint.
Yes. And we'll just
Alrighty.
do this one properly as well.
Fair enough. I think this is my favourite one.
Nice. Yes. Well, the reel from this one is from, is a not common, but has turned up in other places, right?
Yeah, so I believe this was written by Angus Grant, member of Shoogler Nifty back in the day. I think it's also called I Write. It was part of the song they wrote called The Arms Dealer's Daughter. I've got no idea how many, modern Scottish folk rock acid crop fans we have in the audience. That's just a bit of trivia there.
We may not get to the reel, is the...
Well, this is it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, this is it.
Okay. But it has like the next bit where it goes,
Anyway.
that bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The whole
yeah.
thing.
Okay. So
Yeah.
so a cool little bit of I guess how that the music culture has grown on itself.
I suppose God at least can find this place.
All right, this was an abbey, which is why Moira's made that comment.
She is usually quite,
Irreverent.
yes. There are a hilarious number of different, we're only going to hear 2 of them, I think, but essentially at the end of the game, she's got a few choice words for someone, and it's always a bit of a funny little game trying to guess which one you're going to get.
Okay.
Alrighty. I would like to just, also just I think it's a pretty good time to sort of observe. Just this game really is quite beautiful. I really do appreciate how effectively they've made the landscapes work. It's in a pretty impressionistic style, but it makes everything look very, very wonderful.
All right.
All right.
Cool. I think we've got Devil's Tail up next, and a damage warp after that.
Yes, that seems to jive with what I've got on the map. Just climbing out of the coal mine there.
Yep. I used to try taking a damage warp here. So, I mean, one thing that I haven't for sure worked out is where the best, I have not necessarily found all of the damage warps that exist in this game. And some of them have weird hitboxes, which I will find later there may be some that are less reliable that I will be trying to hit. We will see how they go.
So what you're saying is there's fresh spading to be done.
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
If anyone wants to learn this game, there's,
Yeah.
much more.
And of course, yes, as I mentioned, this category is all peaks. There is also, there are people who just run the game straight from a new save file, where that one's quite an RNG run. So you're looking to pick up the right maps at the right times. And then there's New Game Plus, which I think the game wants you to actually do, like, it encourages you to do it yourself at some point. It is an achievement to complete the one-day run. And I feel like there's one more that I've missed.
Sort of category-wise?
Yes. Oops, not here. Thank you. Oh, actually, there would have been fine.
All
Whatever.
blessings, maybe?
Oh,
That seems a bit
I
redundant.
don't think we've done a category for that. Oh, but however, we should talk about the blessings.
Yes, so this is another thing we can take advantage of because of all peaks. Every peak in the game has a mechanic where you can choose to leave an item there when you visit it. And
Most peaks.
Most
Some
peaks,
of them have
okay,
their
okay.
own unique
Yes.
blessing method. But effectively, they can be blessed. And many of them, to bless them, is leaving an item.
And so you'll see those rays of sun descending on them from above. That indicates a peak that has been blessed. So definitely an indication we're in New Game Plus. We've got these blessings on peaks that we haven't even visited yet in this run. And blessing 35 of the 36 peaks is a requirement to be able to visit the 36th peak at all, is my understanding.
I mean, you can visit it.
For it to count as peak visited, I don't know.
No. You can visit
okay.
it without blessing it. Yeah.
Oh, it's just the ending?
I'm going to be doing something non-standard for the route. I mean, we discussed the routing rules only recently, but I will be, in order to avoid spoiling the main game story, I will be doing a slightly different ending. But if we're good and I've finished quickly, we will also spoil the game's ending. Now, I was meant to do a damage warp here, and I have not taken anywhere near enough damage.
Yeah, that's a lot of health.
I did not think about this. That's fine. I think this one's not a necessary one. It will save time. That was...
I'm impressed that she can take all that and still, like, she could take that again. I wish I could.
I don't think you do, because... that's not my blood splatter. That's something else.
Just happened to be there.
They just happen to be there.
Well, by my count, you're at 11 peaks out of 36 so far.
This may actually be faster to pass because I think, but I want to advance time. So let's talk about night and like overnights.
So we've already hit nightfall in the game there, but for now, you're allowed to keep on moving. But once it gets sufficiently late, Moira decides she can't keep on going, and you're essentially forced to sort of skip time.
When that happens, usually a nighttime sequence occurs. So, yeah, I'm trying to, well, that's a little bit of damage. And that nighttime sequence takes time. And, however, there we go. Okay, now I need to spend a small amount so that I don't get the mercy. Okay, here we go.
I'd like to shout out Moira's increasingly inventive different swears and
I actually have...
new choice of anatomy that she's damaged.
I have mild profanity is off. So she's like yeah.
Very
you know,
mixed oaths.
Yeah. All right, here we go. I'm just gonna burn down this health. It's not necessarily a time save in like because I spent all the time burning the health, but I will get the story advanced. I mean, the story doesn't need to advance. I will get this little interstitial bit, which is wasting time in a slightly different way from doing a natural sleep, like if I was to like sleep, yeah.
Specifically because you want to actually achieve an ending that only happens when you're after the sort of the Beltane.
I mean, that's a side benefit. If it were possible to, I'm sure. I mean, for this showcase, I would like to show that off. Yes, the routing might be able to be faster without taking all of these death warps. The thing is, when you rest naturally, you have to burn like the time in between anyway, because you might get something like Moira might write a letter to Hamish, and you might get a little bit of narrative on that, and like. That's a similar amount of time to being given the little story thing instead. So I might as well spend the time doing the story version versus...
the character version, shall we say?
Yeah.
Yes, the camera zooming in there is a bit of a giveaway once you've actually, you know, played a bit more.
Okay.
Alrighty, here we go.
gonna.
Oh, what happened?
Okay,
You
so
just got DQ'd?
some of the songs, because the segment isn't the right length for the amount of distance that we will be running, it cuts out a little bit like that. And unfortunately, it's not going to give me the stamina boost, even though we perfected what we could. So that's a bit unfortunate. We did well.
You have been doing very well on those this
Oh
run.
my
I
gosh.
think you've gotten everything so far.
Is that some kind of neg?
What? No.
So, you're doing better than usual. Yeah, okay. Ooh, ooh, ooh.
Would we like to segue away from that into a
Yes,
donation or two?
Let's go for it.
All right, we've got 2 donations here. $5 from Little Crochet, which says, "Good luck, Ali. Climbing
thank
mountain
you,
marathon when? Please put this
Yes.
towards Pet Myla." And $15 from Havra, which say, "Peak performance, but I thought plateaus were the highest form of flattery. Love your work."
Flattery. Hang on. Plateaus. Oh my gosh. I feel like I missed a bit of geometry than I normally. Let's see. Oh no, it's here. Okay.
All right, excellent.
Forest Crown is one of the biggest mountains. I'm wondering whether there are better shortcuts to get through it. There's nothing like difficult here. It's just
There's
kind
a
of
lot of
big.
it.
Yeah, there's just a lot of it. Unlike, when we get to the snowy ones where...
Actually, the mountain is literally big, but it doesn't take up as much gameplay size.
Well, yeah, the snowy ones, we'll get to them when we get to them.
Yeah.
But we were in the middle of a thought just before the song started. Did we finish that thought? Someone donate and tell us what we were talking about and whether we...
It'll give us some time to work on our pun game. We're probably not going to beat those.
We are not beating that. Oh yeah, actually, I will follow up on the mountain climbing marathon comment,
Oh,
which
yes,
Shay
yes.
has picked on a concept that I would like to. Oh, this is a very short one, so we'll get
right.
our stamina, I hope.
All right. Oh, it's right back in the same song.
Good.
There we go. We got the tempo change and everything.
Yeah, nice. That one's really nasty when you're going downhill because where it puts the little icons can just be really weird for where Moira's going to be landing.
Because the jump physics are actually reasonably like jump-based rather than timing-based,
Yeah,
right?
I don't know. Yeah, if that was downhill, I would have messed that up. But it was not. It was uphill, so that was good.
All right.
Oh, whoops, I shouldn't have done that. I'll just do this. Yes, Climbing Peaks Marathon. So I sort of noticed, we got a trend of, girls who climb mountains in search of self-discovery. So we could have this game, we could have Celeste, we could have a short hike, we could have...
Yeah, we've already got a good theme there. If anyone has any more suggestions, put them up in the chat.
Or, yeah. Oh, wow, I didn't take damage there. That's unusual. So there are also these caves and stuff inside of the mountains.
I can't remember. Do you ever do any of the never do this at home things in...
I used to do one on this peak. And then I was like...
Right there. Yeah, you don't take that one. That's
No,
good.
I just go through. We go
Shortcut.
through, we don't go... Yeah.
There are several sections in the game where you crawl through an extremely narrow space in a cave.
Don't
and
do that.
Don't ever do that. Just
No,
for
no.
anyone thinking you can actually try that in real life. Don't
Yeah,
do that.
spelunking dangerous, especially when you're on your own. Oh, here we go. Sorry, I'm going to skip that. Moira says at one point, if you take damage in a cave, she'll be like, oh, yeah, like you break your ankle and you're done for. And I'm like, oh boy, like we're definitely not set up for any disasters here, all on our own.
Sometimes it's good to be playing a video game with a magical realist plot. And
Yeah.
not be a human being in the real world.
Okay, here we go.
There we go.
I actually want to do a damage warp soon, so we'll see. So normally, I got through the whole thing of Forest Crown without taking any damage. Normally, I take damage. So I've just realized I've got way too much health.
You're doing too well.
No.
Oh, well. Crofter's Echo, right?
Yep, that's right. So we're going to one of the big peaks, but I'm going to try and do a damage warp that will save a significant amount. That didn't take. All right, well. Okay, we'll find ways to burn this health. Interesting things are like Moira's stamina will recover even when she goes through one of those shallow like paths, even though like she's still walking through them, like, you know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Software's funny that way.
Well, you know, just. All right, I will have to get a little bit of stamina back here just to.
To actually be able to make that
lass.
climb. Oh, there we go. There we go.
Yes, we're just going to burn what we can.
Because continuing to push when you've got the red stamina marker, that does also just slowly deplete
It
your health,
does.
even for ordinary actions,
Yes,
doesn't it?
yes, and that's what happened when I had that first damage warp that I was trying to set up for, and I accidentally let her stay red. So I'm just going to let her do this. There we go. Oh yeah, we'll do that.
All right.
I'm in the correct spot for this damage warp now. Now, Eagle Peak is quite large, and I do not want to climb it manually. I used to take the chairlift because that, you know, was a way to get up it without having to climb it manually. But now we're going to try this.
Also, do not try that at home if you've got a giant peak that you want to get up on top of. This is not going to work.
No.
But yes, I see the big green arrow on the map. We'll see
There's
if
a
it
big
follows
green
through.
arrow? No, I don't use
Oh,
that
it's a
one.
different one. Okay,
So
never
this
mind.
map was provided by one of the actual play testers. So I'm looking at it's actually kind of a hand-scrolled map with like printer bits. We've made it to the top.
Quite authentic to the game.
Yeah. Yes. Okay. It did not advance time as much as I expected. Okay, there's the peak.
Beautiful.
And I'm going to try something dumb. Oh, I didn't.
Ali.
I don't think I got it.
Oh no.
I don't think I got it.
Well-
Let's see. No, I didn't get it.
Were you supposed to land further out?
Man, I don't know how to do this normally. No, okay. I'll just. I haven't actually descended this cliff normally in forever. It is possible to do a second damage warp there. And if you do it correctly, it's one of the, like, it's just a weird instance of, I think because text is up at the same time as it's trying to do other things, it will actually let you skip the story segments, which you're not normally able to do when you go, like, by death warps. So if you got them through other means, anyway, this is probably faster. I just wanted
Fair
to go
enough.
for that strat just because it's, I guess, a quirky one. Like, it's just a weird thing that happens. I also probably need to advance time more than I have. I was expecting midday to that death warp to go to the next day, but I guess I wasn't late enough in midday to trigger it. So that's just interesting for when you're planning out. Oh, come on, I was aiming for the top of the rock. So hopefully I don't have to waste more time, but we'll see. We do have a song coming up, I believe.
Fair enough. And after all that going around, you now need to go left.
Yeah, this is not Sonic.
All
Hello,
right, there
dear.
you go.
Alrighty. I actually think I don't want health at the end of this. I can't remember. It's probably okay. We'll see. I'll take the health, and then if we need to burn it, we'll see how we go.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, yeah. Let's go.
Yes? Okay, we're going uphill again. This is fun. Okay,
you're
this
in
is
the
fine.
clear.
Yep. So
But
I
yes.
think sometimes that one, I don't take damage in it, but I sometimes also don't heal. So you can sort of like exit out of the song a little bit early in order to not take, as you can see, my health has been topped up.
Is that when you perfect it or just when you finish it?
You will get health for doing well, and perfect will give you the stamina boost.
All right, and we're at the beak now, I believe.
This is the beak, funny little one.
Yes. There's a very cool little moment in this one if you just play through normally.
Oh,
We won't be seeing it this time
okay.
around.
So I'm just going to burn the health differently from how I would do normally. It's fine. We're making our way down. Oh, this bit of geometry always tricks me. So you see that one in the background with the vines on it? You would think you could jump to that, couldn't you? You can't. You can't.
It's on another layer.
Don't try. Don't try.
That's quite deceptive.
That gets me every time.
Well, it didn't get you this time.
Potentially, practice helps. Potentially.
Well, I'm very glad it's been paying off.
Okay, I've probably burnt too much health now. Okay, this is fine. This is fine. We'll just not take any movement damage.
All right.
Now, this is one of the finicky damage warps coming up that I talked about, where I don't have a good, reliable spot for it. So, we'll get-
Sometimes you just got to roll the dice.
yeah, so we'll see. So hopefully what we'll find is that it will put me like forward in some manner. It's not quite yet, but yeah, that's what we're burning this health for. Go, Moira.
Come on, there we go.
Okay, I'm going to let her get back to full because we're on very little. Okay, we're just going to go. Okay,
Yep.
there we go. Clinging to that ledge can also be a bit weird sometimes. Pressing the jump button is the most reliable way to get back on the ledge, but then if she decides she just wants to fly off to the left, because you can see that my analog stick has a slight bit of drift there, yeah, that's not a good time.
All right, and I think we're off to the snow soon, aren't we?
We are the most hateful areas.
Well, because it's quite front-loaded in this routing, isn't it? It's almost all in the first loop, not the second.
Oh, that wasn't enough.
Oh, I see. You didn't.
Okay, let's see.
All right.
I was getting ready to relax,
Fingers
but
crossed.
all right. So I want this to put me a fair bit down the hill. If it gives me only a short warp, it'll be like a little bit down the hill. The good warp is much further down. There's a bad warp that puts you all the way down at the bottom of the hill, and then I have to go back up a bit. So
It's a big hill.
yeah,
All right, let's see where you go.
let's see where we went. I want to hear some water or
That's an
something.
ominous music cue.
Did you hear water?
Roughly?
We're in the correct spot. We're in the
Lovely.
correct spot. So that's quite nice. 2 days until Beltane. Yeah, I mean, that's probably fine.
All right. And we're on our way to Sharpstone, I think.
Yep.
There we go. Very inhospitable from this point on.
Yes. They get big old mountains. But we're going to start off by taking... Man, I remember I got this shortcut and I knew exactly where it was, and I did not know at the time that you could confirm shortcuts just by going to them and without going to the top of a peak. So it took me a couple of rounds to confirm that shortcut. All right. We may need to do an audio adjustment just because the
You want less game audio?
Oh, I'm just letting tech know potentially to keep an ear out. It's just the wind and stuff here gets...
A bit
yeah.
overwhelming.
Yeah. So,
Here's a very nice soundscape.
it sort of, yeah, it conveys that we're in this wilderness of sorts, yeah. And like, yeah, they do a sort of good job of, oh, I know what we... Hey, no one donated to tell me, but I remember. You talked about how the camera zoom was a bit obvious earlier, and that was a hint at, in the landscape out here, this isn't just Moira's story. These, you know, the Highlands are full of stories, as Hamish will tell us at some point. And you can sort of discover a few of them as you go.
You meet a few characters as you go.
Yeah.
There we go.
Oh, look at
That was
that.
pretty reasonable.
That's okay. This one's not too bad. It's the third one that sucks.
Yeah, that's fair.
Okay.
All right.
I'm going to take this carefully.
Off to Witch's Peak, which I still haven't actually like gone
You haven't
properly
visited?
done
You haven't
in
visited?
my casual play. It's the one with the 3 clues, isn't it?
No, you're thinking of
Oh.
something else.
Okay, never mind. Is that not for a peak?
That is not for a peak. That
Ah.
is for the best shortcut in the game.
Ah, fair enough.
So yes, unfortunately these mountains are a little bit, we will be spending time here.
It's a bit barren.
So if there are any donations or things to say, we got some time. We got quite a bit of time.
Oh, I've always got things to say. All right. If you are currently in the crowd and you are participating in Pinning Arcade, AusSpeedruns are also participating in the Pin Quest. If you would like to purchase a Speed or Pin, you may do so in person at the Runner Management Desk. All proceeds from the sale of these pins will go towards Cure Cancer Australia. That's it. That's all she wrote.
Okay, so I love this bit where Maura says I should stop making a habit of this, and usually it happens on the one immediately prior to the third, so she'll say it on the second one, and I'm like, well, we're going to do it straight away. But this time she mixed it up.
Oh,
That's the
interesting.
first time I think I've seen her say it on the third one.
So yes, in accordance with the laws of cartoon comedy, falling down on snow is basically guaranteed to not damage you, which is occasionally handy, but occasionally frustrating as well. Does limit your options for intentional damage.
Yes, like right now I'm going to try and get a little bit
Make
of
sure you
damage.
land on the grass and not the snow right next to
Okay,
it.
this is another spot where we're going to be going for a damage warp where I don't have a reliable setup for it. The area that I have found to work is very small, and there is actually a unfavorable warp that can happen here, so we're just going to hope
All
that
right.
we get the favorable
Fingers
one.
crossed, fingers crossed. Positive energy.
All right, let's see.
Your fingers were not crossed, Nico.
Oh, come on. Lazy keeps me honest.
Okay, let's see how we go.
All right, all right, all right.
Oh, and once again, we're midday, but maybe not late enough on midday, so I may also not get the time advancement that I wanted. We'll see.
No, the fishermen
All right, I
and the
forgot we
giant's
had a story
daughter
segment.
Yeah.
had themselves a child, a son, the size of a cow.
What's going on with this story stuff, Nico?
Well, that's the interesting thing. The game effectively has 3 stories running in parallel. So one of them obviously is the story that you're actually playing through right now. Laura's got to go to
Oh,
the
lovely.
lighthouse. There we go.
We got the correct one.
Of course you did.
Oh, that one is the most unreliable one for me.
Today is blessed. You can manage it.
Oh, okay, and it's dawn, so lovely. It is one day before Beltane.
So yeah, there are 2 other stories effectively that you only really get from the interstitial little bits of storytelling.
Yeah,
So,
and things that you find in the world.
Yeah.
Goshawks.
oh yes.
Yes.
So this one is essentially, sort of a bit of a fairy tale setup that, on the surface, has no connection at all to anything that you see in the game.
Oops.
And it's an interesting one as well because as you advance through different New Game Pluses.
Sorry, I had to interrupt you for that.
Oh, that's entirely justified.
That is with the profanity filter on. I believe it's slightly different.
Well, I wouldn't be surprised. I appreciate their willingness to do a bit of work and be creative.
Yeah. I mean, it's still Badger, I think, but yeah,
Yeah.
It's just something, yeah. Not a bum. Sorry, yes, you were talking about stories, wonderful stories, when I interrupted you with Badger's bums.
Oh, that's fine. But yeah, as you play through various New Game Plus iterations, the thread of this story, because it's told one, line at a time, it persists across New Game Pluses. And eventually, it will eventually wrap around. And you have very artfully arranged your saves so that it started at the beginning. But it effectively, it tells you a few things about,
This world.
This world, what's going on here. And it gives you a bit of an insight into, what's waiting for you at the end. And the third story effectively is one that you have to read between the lines to get at all.
I'm trying to catch a drift of which third story you're talking about, because there's plenty of stories in this
okay, there
game.
was a little micro stories.
There's lots of stories.
The little, like, I really like the little, like, there's a really interesting, like, about 3 or 4 of the map notes throughout the game put this connection together of these people who are, you know, probably having an affair with each other, and they've got an extremely exasperated friend who's like, okay, I've set this up for you. Do not ever ask for a favor again after I've done this.
And that's all just told through like scraps of map. So like, please, let's meet here, sort of thing, is what you see on a map, and like, yeah. that
I've
kind of
left
thing.
the stuff in this cave.
Yeah. Which maybe I'll just quickly show just what the maps look like. So this is like when you're playing, this is what a map might look like, and you'll have to sort of use that to navigate around, to find the shortcuts, or to confirm the names of mountains. Because, I mean, is it really something you, like knowing its name might give you a hint of what item you need to bless it. I've got way too much health again.
Do you have any safe options for burning it, or is it all going to be overcommitment problems?
I can't even burn it here effectively.
Fair enough.
Actually, no, I do have a spot that I can burn. Yeah.
Okay, good.
I also need to burn the time, so this is fine. Because yes, we oh, she can't rest there. Yes, because I definitely need to make sure that we're advancing the days. For
What are you aiming for? 2 days after? 1 day after?
one day after.
One
Like
day after is good enough.
ideally, like as long as we're after, we avoid the best ending
Yeah.
sort of thing, and so yes, I'll burn the health over here. Yeah. So yeah, you were talking about the stories.
Yeah. Well, yeah,
Okay.
effectively the third story, you know, it's one that effectively ties the interstitials together with the present day. And I guess it's okay, there we go.
No, that's not
That's
it
just
yet.
burning?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah. Sorry. Like it was just the music cue was like I haven't got it yet, but I will now. I will.
All right. All right.
There we are. Okay. Yes.
Is this one
you were saying.
chancy? I can't remember.
This one's pretty solid.
Cool.
For all we know, we'll find out that it is not in fact solid.
Of course, you
because-
hit the
yeah.
corner case.
Yeah, we'll see.
See
So we
what
get
we're
a little
looking at.
more of this story.
The fisherman's son was a handsome little monster, with a smile like dawn and anger like thunder.
All right.
All right.
Let's see. We should be up with some weird guy. Okay,
There
we're
we
with a
go.
weird guy. We're not going to talk to him much, but he does drop some hints as well.
Pretty heavy hints, really.
Super heavy hints.
Yeah.
As to what's going on.
you mean-
Unfortunately,
I think this is like the only person that you meet in run in this routing? Or do you meet the teacher as well? I can't remember.
he's the only person I meet. We sort of anthropomorphize some rocks and stuff. But yeah. It's like, oh, rock, did you save me, sort of thing, or whatever. like those are explicit, like safety, like things that.
All right. So I think that one was Broken Tooth.
Yep, we are going to be done with, you know. There we go, lovely.
There we go.
I got a good jump there, and then there's snow. We're going to be done with this cursed, you know, icy area.
Almost. You've got one
Okay.
more icy peak, and then it's
Do I?
I think
Do I?
Demon's Wall.
It's not that icy.
It's
just
pretty
got
icy.
the-
They've got like a survival station and everything. There's snow on it.
What?
Like this white stuff is snow, isn't it?
I don't know, crowd. You tell me.
I'm pretty sure the map leading to this is, you know, a bunch of extreme like emergency instructions for surviving in a blizzard.
Are you sure that's not on the...
Anyway, you're here.
We are here.
So yeah, we have actually reached the very, very furthest layer in the macro map. So now it's basically just head to the right.
I have a bit of a decision to make. We have one of the longest songs in the game coming up, and I can do a damage warp towards the end of that song. It does mean that if I mess up that song, that I could lose a lot of time because we'll be redoing the song. So, yeah.
Well, how do you want to decide? You
I need-
feeling lucky?
Well, I feel like I need to burn time anyway, so let's,
Yeah, fair enough.
or like in-game time. Not marathon time. We want to go fast in the marathon. But,
Wow, did you take damage grabbing onto the side of the cliff?
Yes. So if you fall far enough, you can do that.
I mean, it makes sense, I suppose.
All right.
Alrighty.
So we will take a little bit of damage in this song, but it's a long one. So let's
Oh, this
have
one's got a
some.
horrible chart.
Oh.
It's Trixon. I'm playing on easy mode. I'm not got a 1 button. I just clap.
Well,
Alan's press 2 buttons.
Okay, look, the thing is here, like, at some point I will be intentionally taking damage in this song, so, you know, like,
Okay.
I don't need to worry too much about perfecting this one. If there's anything to say, I mean, we can do it in this song as well. It is a long one. Also, by doing so, we might avoid content ID.
That's fair. Yes.
So I should just keep babbling.
Yeah.
And just keep babbling
That's
and continue
so
talking.
easy, just
And
so
just
easy.
I'm going through some sheets. I'm trying to find something to say. Let's see if I can figure something out here. I guess I'll go with the good old. We are AusSpeedruns, a group doing speedrun events to raise money for charity. For this event, we're raising money for Game On Cancer, a charity which funds early career cancer researchers who are working across all areas of cancer research. If you'd like to donate, you can go to donate.ausspeedruns.com or in person at the runner management desk. It's just to the left here if you are currently at the event. The Twitch revenue that we receive throughout the event will also be given to the charity, which includes bits, subscriptions to the channel, and this is just another way to support Game On Cancer. As I mentioned earlier, if you are doing Pinny Arcade, we are also doing the Pin Quests. If you would like to purchase a Speedle pin, you might do so in person also at the runner management desk. All proceeds from the sale of these pins will go towards Cure Cancer Australia. If you want me to keep babbling, I can keep babbling.
I'm going to take my first bit of damage there just so that I got my 4 like fails out of the way, because then we'll take some more damage
yes.
like after a... And I'm going to play it a bit safe in that sort of sense that it might not be a time save, but we'll get the skip like to demonstrate it.
That's fair.
Yeah. All right. Let's,
All right, face
wait,
one.
hang on. No, okay.
Whoa.
She's still got health.
Oh, that's mercy there.
All right.
I thought you just had a pixel or two.
Oh, I don't know how much song is left. We better like.
Oh, good luck.
There we go. Okay. Okay. Did I leave that late enough in the song to actually get the damage warp that we want, or have I just made us have to do the whole thing again?
Well, I'm hoping you get the former.
We'll find out.
Where are we? 'Cause that's a pretty long
One
song.
day,
It is a long
fisherman's
song, yeah. It
monstrous
is the longest
shell
song that we're
threw
going to
a
do.
stone and it hit a bird.
All right, where are we? Please be on the correct side of the cliffs.
Oh.
I played it safe and it wasn't even safe enough. Come on, game. Oh no.
Oh.
No, we're good.
Oh,
Okay,
okay, good.
we're fine. Oh.
Well, that's good to know.
We're on the correct side. Thank you, game. One day after Beltane, we no longer need to burn time. That's also a nice thing to know.
We have failed successfully.
Yay! One thing I'll just talk about movement. So Moira is capable of dashing. She can hoist herself up. So she does a little jog by default. When we're going up slopes, it is faster to jump up those slopes. Also, when she runs like low on stamina, she will stop. So like she will like walk slowly. But if I jump, she just goes back to jogging. And that's part of why like the health starts burning when you force her to exert herself. So when it's raining like this, you are more likely to slip, and you get these sort of prompts to hoist yourself up. So raining in itself doesn't burn more stamina, but it sort of invites opportunities for stamina to have to be burnt. Oops, I'm just gonna...
And obviously that can either be good or bad depending on what you're aiming for at any given moment.
At this point, it is the day after Beltane, and I might as well just try and get to where we want to go without any more damage warps. There is one that can be helpful, but
Once the site plans for war, and now it's over.
if you like really want to burn a day, and like I think it theoretically does save time, but it's also one where you have to go through a bit of like dialogue at the other end of it. So you lose time that way as well anyway. So we're not going to go for that one anymore. I think we're on a path to the lighthouse, which is our final destination. I missed the ledge. Come on.
You can get it next time.
Come on, girl. There you go. Good lass. All right, I'm just going to get that.
All
There we
right.
go. Oh, I was expecting... Oh, okay.
There you
Somehow
go.
she managed that.
And that's the
I was
line
gonna-
back.
I was going to try it. So I think when you've got the thing zooming out for the peak, you don't take the damage from those kinds of jumps. So I was trying to jump over it and also like get given the peak at the same time. Which I think is also part of that trigger for Eagle. Oh my gosh, for Eagle's Nest that we didn't achieve earlier. Oh my gosh.
All right. So
Judging the height on some of these is a little bit tricky because it looks like, oh, that's unsafe or that's safe, and then, oh, wait, hang on. Oh, I'm going to actually just...
should I be worried? Oh, there we go.
We were fine.
So I think you've only got 2 more peaks left on this loop.
Yes. Oh, no, not this one.
All right.
Yes, 2 more peaks on this loop. And 1 more song.
Well, because the game always, like, you know, there's always a song right before the lighthouse.
Yep. Oh, hello. That was not the
Oh.
height that I wanted to be. We'll get that one though. See that layer there as well? It's like,
Yeah,
why
it's just
can't
there to deceive you.
that layer? It's so like I have to go the long way, and it's so annoying. Versus like if I could just get onto that layer. Oh, and also it is failable because I could have failed that jump. So I'm gonna let her climb this.
Because otherwise you could have just kept on going down the rubble, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
The stamina like that you gain, it's very subtle when you're playing, like how the stamina, like, oh, can I really climb higher and, you know, run for longer? But actually it can get noticeable in segments like these where it's just like, oh yes, they're just boring little cliffs to go up, and I can actually just keep holding the button and she will go. So that's nice.
Certainly, I remember some of your practice sessions were, you know, much more the, oh yes, I'd forgotten how bad this was doing this without, you know, a bunch of stamina.
One thing I was concerned about with getting you to clap along was whether we would
Distract
have
me too much.
Yes, whether I'd be like, and then if I had no stamina for this, it would be fun times. All right, this is what's the name of this one? Lightning
The
Stone.
Lightning Stone.
Lightning Stone. It's fun.
There we go. We got the icon and everything.
Yeah, so that's the, like, see, it didn't, I didn't have to wait through her getting up again. So I got to the bottom of that without,
And so yeah, I think the last one you've got on this route, it's a bit of a set piece, isn't it?
a little bit.
I certainly remember when I first got to it, I got hit with, oh, okay, it's happening.
It's happening. Oh,
It might not have the same, you know, resonance, obviously,
oh,
when
in
we're
a
just
speed
zipping
run,
through it.
we've gone through the plot. We've sort of skipped through it. I don't think most people will have sort of gotten. We haven't even hit on the key sort of folk
Yeah, not on.
figure
Yeah.
yet. So, and in fact, I'm not even sure.
I'm not sure
that
it turns up in time.
I'm not even sure it will turn up in the second loop in time.
No.
But you'll sort of get some feelings of we're getting close to the lighthouse, and there's some things here that sort of indicate. Let's have a look.
Alrighty, here we go. All right, and that's the seawall.
Yep. So we can see the lighthouse. It's out there. That's where we want to go because Uncle Hamish asked us to come along. If you've joined us in the last little while, maybe a recap of where we're at. Oh my gosh.
Well, I mean, it's working so far.
You know what? I'm just going to take some safety
I
health.
think that's a good idea.
I forgot that I had to take damage there. This is not the last one yet. All right, it's the last song of the loop. And I'm just going to take a little more health just in case I make a stupid flub in the song.
I think that's a
Here
good
we go.
idea. All right.
distracted
Sorry.
there. I was like, I'm going to stomp my feet along with you. No, that didn't work.
I can stop if you like.
Alrighty.
There we are.
All right.
And the
We are-
lighthouse is there.
We are glad for the safety health we took.
I'm
Definitely
coming,
worth it. I've got no idea what that deer's going to do next. There's only water out there.
Yeah,
Maybe it's
where
going
is
to double
that
back.
deer going?
I can't. Yeah. Now we get to see some birds.
It's puffins.
Is it gulls and then puffins, or is it just puffins all the way?
There's puffins.
Oh yeah, those are puffins.
There's some terns or something. I think. I don't
I
know.
think puffins are pretty cool.
They're
Oh
alright.
yeah, in the background.
Yeah,
That's
you can see some guys.
gulls. I think those are gulls. And we're
Okay.
here.
Well, almost.
Oh, okay. Basically there, as Moira just said.
I'm actually going to use the dash button. So I don't normally use the dash button a lot because it's better to have your stamina for climbing. But
There
one
we
day
go.
after Beltane.
Perfect.
All right. So
All right. Knock knock. Anyone home?
Oi! Hello!
Uncle Hamish. This is about the puffins again. All right. Hang on.
Hamish lives a very singular
Okay.
life. All right.
Okay. If you pick the wrong option there, he makes you talk to him more. One of the reasons why we want to get here after Beltane is so that we only have to walk a short distance to this pole here. Otherwise, Hamish, will go back into the lighthouse. We spend some
Stay the
time.
night.
Yep. Okay, and now I'm going to try and get a dialogue skip. No? Okay, hang on.
Oh, I
Buddy.
believe.
Okay, there we go.
Hey, nice.
Lovely. He said something about, Beltane comes every year. You've missed her, yeah. And then, I don't know if you might have seen, but Moira says something in return.
Let me tell you.
This is not yet
So,
time.
is
We
it
are
like
going to
all
play
by
the game.
itself, or do
Oh
you
man,
do it?
yes.
I want to know once and for all.
Okay, normally we'd skip that because the clock is
Yeah.
still going.
Yeah. So
But,
yeah, we've hit the credits. That's not enough. We need to do more. I mean, oh, there are no credits. I can't remember. Do you not get them for this ending?
No, I've skipped over them.
Oh,
so
you
they are
chose to
skippable.
skip,
Yeah.
right.
So they
Yeah.
would come up. I'm imagining that on PC or other platforms, this load time would be a bit faster, but unfortunately, I'm on Switch, so
That's how it goes.
we're going again. And don't forget,
There's
let's
a
make
song
sure we're for good luck.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
We can give ourselves a bit of a blessing.
All right, here we go.
that the sea whispers to
The this intro here, they actually swap which speaker does
A
lines
song for
sometimes as well,
pilgrims.
so it's a little bit different each
And
one
for
you do.
babies going to
Yeah, that's a
sleep.
bit of texture.
Yeah. All right. Spirit be with thee on every stream.
In the
In the
trough
trough of the waves, on the crest of the billows.
of the billows.
All right, for good luck.
Yeah, here we go.
It didn't work the first
will
time.
remember.
I think it worked pretty well.
Hopefully it can work
Won't
this
you?
time.
Moira,
Okay.
And when Beltane brings
So
in
yes, if you've arrived here late, we'll explain why we're starting the game again.
Yes, so this game essentially has a structure where you play it over and over again. Every time gives you the opportunity to discover more maps, more items to put on peaks to bless them, and it tracks across runs, so how you've done in each bits and pieces. In this case, the category that Alecat is playing is All Peaks, which is a New Game Plus category. So she has a save file that already has 100% completion on blessing the peaks and on finding them, pretty much.
Actually, we're
It
going to see
also
something
means-
with the blessings.
Okay, that's fair. But the shortcuts in particular, she's already found a bunch that you normally have to go out of your way to unlock. So this time, instead of taking the New Game Plus shortcut, we're going to follow a much more sort of early game intentional route on the other split.
peaks blessed in advance, but I actually left one unblessed so that I could give the non-spoilery ending at the end of this loop, which technically also saves time, but we recently confirmed the category rules, so this time-saving route is not allowed for leaderboard.
Part of the problem is that it's a thing that only ever happens once in the course of a save file. If you go back on a game that's done it before, you can't get that special ending. So it's unless you're willing to do a lot of save file backup and manipulation and loading, it's a a category that you technically might not be able to run based on your progress.
It was something that I was able to unlock sort of by accident because the Switch had a bug on blessing one of the peaks that meant it was quite late when the patch arrived to fix it, that I realized that, oh yeah, I haven't, it's giving me this ending for the first time. This is actually good for the speedrun, whereas everyone else who would have been interested in running the game would have already seen that ending for themselves. So it'd be harder for them. So I'm using the Switch cloud saves to restore my save to back to where it was before.
The people you're with and the people you're
Oh,
without.
Hamish, this is very nice, but I'm going to skip over
That's fair. Well, by my count, I think you're at 24 peaks.
it. Okay. I don't want to know if I've missed any.
Well, we'll find out at the end.
Automatic now, but
Yes.
they don't know about
Okay, I'm
this
going to
one,
let her say this.
or else he's never noticed the light comes on by itself.
Yes.
It is possible, and at the end of the game, to roll the chance for Moira to ask Hamish
He
about
did.
Lighthouse.
He asked that
Smashing
one.
me.
She
I
asked that
missed
one.
it.
Yeah. She
Oh,
asked.
I was zoned out,
Yeah.
clearly.
Oh,
Well,
I think I was asking you to talk about other things.
Oh,
but
sorry.
yes, she, that was the end. That's why I let her talk. I don't
Yeah.
normally that dialogue is skippable,
Yeah.
but that one's a good one.
so yeah, we see a person there. We
Oh
don't
yeah,
talk
we
to
do
him
see
this
the
time.
fisherman. Yeah. So yes, there are other people out here.
Yeah. Some of them are people, some of them are,
Maybe, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
These hills certainly, there's magic out here.
yeah.
We're coming up
This is
on...
another little detour, really.
Sort of, yeah. It's an
You're
interesting
pretty
one.
much going to
where-
come straight back from here.
Yes, I will.
All right. Where are we? That's the pillars, I think.
Yes, that's correct. Oops.
Ooh,
Oh, that
okay.
one gets me every time as well.
Fortunately, instead of the broken leg that you probably should receive from that, you just lose about 2 seconds.
Yeah, okay. Good. And then we'll have another peak right here. That's nice. And then we'll do another song.
Yeah. All right. So where are we? Is that I'll know
This is
one.
Fall
Fell. All right. And we're going quite down low, aren't we?
We're going to the Queen's Throne
That's
next.
it.
Yeah.
Yes. All right.
See what I told you about with these going downhill? She doesn't look like she's landing on them,
Yeah.
and it weirds me out. This is the type of song where you can drop notes from being like, am I meant to align myself to where she lands or to the beat? Excellent.
And actually, we mentioned earlier, in the way back in the first go through, a lot of stuff persists across runs, but your stamina always resets on doing a new game. So it's actually quite important for Ali to get these early ones in the second run right, because at the moment your stamina is quite a lot less than what you ended the first run with.
Yes, that's correct.
Chump.
Yeah, Uncle H says there's always one left out stone. Looks like it's you, chump. Now, is this Togshead?
You're on your way to Hogshead. That's correct.
Yep.
I mean, technically you're at Hogshead, but you're not on the peak.
Yeah. So I don't know how magical it is, but apparently this thing is full of whiskey.
Yes.
The rivers that go through here are just made of whiskey. Is that a thing that just happens in nature?
Whiskey from the mountain.
Uncle Hamish
Yeah.
sends me letters.
Oh, yes, this
every
one's a good
month
one.
or so. When I was little, he'd send me pictures.
I'd imagine it's quite
Never
common.
Oh
in
no, not
Scotland.
this one.
You were thinking about
Sometimes
the...
he'd throw in
Yeah.
a shell or a bit of a crab's leg, like he was some kind of wizard.
Were you thinking about the Titanic one?
We'll see whether that comes up.
Yeah, fair.
But yes, so you sort of get a bit of flavour when Moira speaks like that. And honestly, there's a spot where in this save file she hasn't been doing it, but in the very opening she can talk, and it can be a time save if she's talking when you go to the peak, because it doesn't play the peak animation. So we kind of like it when she's a little bit chatty sometimes, and other times we don't, because she's talking when we'd like to actually interact with the game.
So yes, I think because the dialogue system for the little monologues and whatnot overrides interacting with some of the shortcuts, doesn't it? You can't actually engage with them until the stuff's finished talking.
Some of them are more blocking than others. Yeah.
Oh, that's Hogshead. Nice and easy.
Easy peasy. All right. I feel like I have a damage warp coming up.
Well, your next one is Littlefinger, so...
Okay, yep. Which I think is after a run. So we will do the run without taking health, I think. We'll see. Maybe it's not. So you can see I took damage there. Okay, yes. So we're going to do a run. But I won't take damage in the run. I just won't take the health. Just to demonstrate that as well.
Just want to make it slightly scuffed?
No scuff.
Okay.
Maybe a little scuff. We'll see. We'll see whether we're going downhill in the, you know.
Maybe it'll just happen in the course.
It'll probably just happen. There's actually quite a lot of tracks in the game, and it just picks them randomly for these segments.
Oh, right, there we go.
So there we go. That was the end, and I also sort of like did a backwards run to make sure that I didn't get given the health.
You did something wrong, so it just says you don't get this.
Yeah.
Very nice. Yeah, I think because they had a post-launch update that added a lot of music, didn't it?
In fact, we haven't seen too many of the new songs, which like I have played quite a lot since that patch, but they're still sort of like relatively new in a way of like, oh yeah, I don't know you as well. I may have needed to burn more health. We'll see.
Oh well. All right, nice. I forgot that you did that.
I don't think I take damage from it, unfortunately. Like, it's in that compromised position of like, oh, actually, I wanted to take the damage this time.
Cutscene mercy is not always your friend.
Yeah, so like normally I would want to do that just to save time, but in this case I want to take the damage because this is actually a necessary damage warp coming up. This is not one of the ones where like we're doing it. Maybe it would be okay to, this one actually is one that we need to take to cross over an otherwise impassable gap. So, or at least to my knowledge. Go.
There
Go,
we go.
Ridge. Yep, that's fine. Oh, Moira.
Oh, Moira.
Oh, Moira.
Funny you should say that. All right.
Oh, that was mercy.
Oh, so you just got to do it again.
Yeah, and it actually gave back, like, yeah. So there we go.
There we go.
Yeah. Okay, so we're hoping that this takes us across, and this is generally a pretty reliable warp. We're hoping that it takes us across to the left.
You'd hope that a load-bearing warp is reliable.
Load-bearing warp. Well, we haven't had to load any autosaves yet. I didn't think about it, but we haven't done it yet.
It was, in truth, a baby boobry.
What's a boobry?
I actually don't know.
Is it a
I should have done
shapeshifter?
some reading up.
I think it's a shapeshifter of some kind. Or like, oh no, I could be very wrong. We need Celtic.
Folklore.
Yeah, folklore experts in the chat. As always, if you need to correct the runners, make a donation and tell us.
We'd be very pleased to hear it.
Doing this.
Oh yes, this is good.
Must be off my trolley. And an Uncle H's say so too. He's got no trolley and all.
Yes, Moira does not at any point try to disguise her lack of
I missed that
respect
jump.
for Hamish.
So if
She likes him, just...
yeah, that jump there, it is possible to get to the slidey bit while it's doing the outline, while it's doing the zoom out, which does, you know, save a little bit of time, but we missed it, so it goes.
All right, I think that one was Woe's wedding.
Yes, because, yes, there's definitely a story on this peak.
My little brother taught me to climb.
this one's very
kept getting himself stuck up a tree or on a roof. Not like my mum would get him back.
All right, there's a jump here that I always mess up. It's only a tiny amount of time loss, like to re-attempt it, but then I have to re-attempt it and I might mess that up. So we'll see how we go.
I believe.
So first we're going to go up here, which apparently doesn't cost any stamina. Like, look at that rope.
What? That's ridiculous.
Okay, and then I'm going to try and jump on. I missed it. Okay, so the backup is to get on that one. The other backup is just to go back to the bottom and attempt again.
Fair enough.
But yes, I don't know why I missed this one, because it looks like it's right here.
It does look like it should be easy, but that's the thing. Sometimes it isn't.
So we'll jump to get up this hill. Up we go.
Off we go. Yeah, nice.
Yep, and another peak.
Beautiful.
This one's
right.
Warrior's Walk, I think.
Yes.
And you'll see around the map every now and then you see these cans here, which oh wow, it started raining immediately. That is actually a setting for accessibility. You can turn off how frequently it starts raining, just because, you know, visually and also the slipping. So. Oh no, it's one of those evil ones again that just teases you.
You got shortchanged.
Twice in one run. Okay, we're going to go up this hill, and it also just is a little bit, you know, quiet. I'd like the lovely music as I go up here, please. But so it goes.
Was not to be.
All right, where are we at now, Nico?
Well, we're on our way to Moonspike.
Ah, yes. Okay. We will be doing a damage warp at some point.
That is quite a slope there.
Yeah, that's fine. We'll go up and down. There's someone near here. We don't talk to him, I don't think.
But yeah, you can actually you know, rest in the houses that you find,
yes.
or you can
Yes.
desperately hope that you can get into the locked house when it's, you know.
The houses in the hillsides, they are bothies, which are things that, you know, are real in real life. Hikers.
Well, I think actually there's been a concerted.
Yeah. Okay. I want you to explain all this, but explain what they are first, then
so
talk about. Yeah.
Little shelters essentially set up mostly, I think, you know, a while ago, not in modern times, for shepherds or other people to go in when they're, you know, out in the Highlands looking after a flock of sheep or whatnot. But I think there's been a concerted effort to actually start decommissioning them, because hikers think that that's a safe place to stay, and they get out of their depth and are overconfident. And generally speaking, they're not in a fit enough condition to actually act as useful shelter if you're exposed in the Highlands.
Yeah. So they are also safe places to spend the night. So what we haven't done at all is sleep a normal night. We've taken damage for all of the nights that we wanted to spend. Oh, it didn't trigger. It didn't trigger. There we go.
There you go.
Now, normally, if you rest outdoors, your total health will deplete. Resting indoors or at blessed places will give you like full. Oh no, please. Okay.
Unintentional damage warp threatening there.
No, I was worried that she would take damage at the bottom of that slide, which would have been very bad.
All right, well.
I feel like I actually need to, like, I'm gonna go. There is a, I want to walk to the top of this because I think it's faster than climbing it, but arguably maybe, like, you can see the whole of this mountain. It's not the biggest mountain.
I mean, it's not even, it's just called Beacon Hill. Can it be that big if it's just a hill?
Wow. This is just disrespect to... All right, let's see whether we get the correct damage warp. It is possible to do, if you get the non-death warp here and it doesn't like give you this transition, there is a respawn point that happens in a terrible spot that we do not want. So making sure to get the death warp here is actually quite critical.
The sky with its black wings.
We're not going to get into the meat of the story.
I don't think we are. You're going too far.
No, I think that, in fact, was my last damage warp. So if you do want to get a bit more of that story, you are going to have to buy this game and play it.
Well, it seemed to have worked out all right for you there.
So yes, this was the correct damage warp.
Beacon already lit there. Very nice.
Yes, and so this was one of the bugged peaks on launch. It has been fixed. So if you did... Wow, it started raining immediately again. Oops, go, Moira.
All right, and we're getting very close now.
That was
I think technically that is the last peak before the end.
Before the
You've got a fair bit of distance to go still.
So the lighthouse itself is a peak. So we will be climbing that as well.
And that's the one that requires, you can't bless it until you've blessed all of the other peaks. Everything else you can do in pretty much whatever order you like, broadly speaking. But the lighthouse has to be last.
That's correct, yeah. Oh, I menued that correctly for once. I don't normally do that. And I just took
of it now.
the biggest shortcut, or like one of the
Yeah.
biggest shortcuts in the game.
That is a definite shortcut. Suddenly we're on the final layer again. All right, so we're getting pretty close. I mean, we're basically at the seawall already, aren't we?
Yeah, we're at the base of the seawall.
Yeah. Oh, here we go. Here's our friend. So this is the last run of the game.
Yeah. Song. Oh, this is a new song. Okay, and this time, because we blessed all the peaks.
Hamish is mad.
Oh,
maybe.
This gives us a hint as to the story.
He didn't say the seals were beaching early at the lighthouse. He said it was the Selkies.
Selkies?
Indeed.
Huh.
But for now, let's know, like, we're not going to bother with them this time round. They can do their thing. We've got business on the lighthouse.
I love this music.
And this is something that you will only ever get to experience once, unless you, do the necessary save manipulation. This is effectively, this is the closest thing the game has to a 100% completion
ending
flourish
reward.
for the player.
Yeah. So, oh wait, I actually don't need to go to the lighthouse at all, and doing so would waste time, because it would give me the arrived in however many days.
Yeah.
And then it would say, looks like no one's in, but the light up top is shining really bright. So we're gonna go check out the top of the lighthouse, and time is coming up.
So yeah, you'd better call it when it comes.
I'll call it, yeah.
Yeah.
Which is sort of an unofficial thing. As I said, the leaderboard has decided to not allow this. So I've climbed the peak, and we're going to bless this peak. And time.
Nicely done.
Must
We
have
made
climbed the
it.
hill
What are we?
behind the house
1:30:54.
100
Now
times.
I am so far ahead of time. I'm going to ask if
know
I can
every
show
stone.
the any percent route as well, which is about a 10-minute
After
round.
that hill,
Because we'll get a
There's
nice
another.
narrative loop on this. We've done
And
the
then
we were too
another
late.
again.
We arrived at Beltane too late.
and after
We've
all
gotten
that,
The bonus
then
ending.
that's the
Yep.
sea.
And we're going to do the arrive in one
And
day
I've
route.
never been there.
If management decides that's something we can do.
Lacey's nodding at me. I'll take it.
Oh, fantastic.
I count. It's fine. Go ahead.
Are you able to give me another timer? I gave this a generous estimate because at the time I submitted it, it was something I was routing. So all this tech, actually all the damage warps, I routed that myself. There are other runners of this game, and notably I want to thank the mods of the board, Ratamero and Bongos on the Wall. And yeah, there is a SRC page, so speedrun.com/a Highland song. The route I'm going to show you is one that you are meant to find for yourself in the game. There is a Steam achievement for it if you're playing on PC. But it does require getting quite a lot of the maps because you have to uncover the shortcuts. So, all right, let's go for it. So I'll tell you when it starts again. So in 3, 2, 1, go.
All right. New game plus any percent.
Oh, we get this again.
Oh, we do, we do.
I didn't think about doing this 3 times.
Well.
All right, here we go.
But the sea whispers to the land.
Okay, 3rd time.
Third time.
A song for
song
pilgrims
for
and babies.
pilgrims.
Going to sleep. Okay.
And babbies
Yeah.
going to sleep.
Spirit, be with thee on every stream.
In
On the trough of the waves, on the crest of the billows. Okay. 3rd time lucky. Stream be good. Stream behave. Okay.
Don't you mind?
So yes, when I was routing this out, I didn't know for sure how much time save there was on the old route. And additionally, there are some of those damage warps. If I got them wrong, we would have lost potentially quite a lot of time. So a little bit padding in there as well. All right.
Yeah.
So we're going to do the any percent route.
All right.
Any percent new game plus.
Off we go. So this one is interesting in that, well,
Me and my mum
Oh,
together for
I'm gonna
as
get the
long
skip.
as I can remember.
oh yeah? Nice.
She never let me go
Maybe.
anywhere.
So I can jump
Like she
over
was
here.
ashamed of me or something. So I went up into the hills anyway.
So you'll notice that it didn't make the zoom come out. So yes, whatever it is from my last save that I've been preserving, it doesn't trigger that
Once Amy
dialogue.
sent me a rusty nail.
Oh
gun.
yes,
I
this
thought-
is good. Oh,
He told me he'd got it from the bottom of the sea. I was 7 years old, so like a total chump, I believed him.
Classic.
yeah. All right, yeah.
No one's
So
fixing this old jetty up anymore.
I think I've covered most of the things, talking about why I'd allowed that much time for all peaks. And oh yes, so we're talking about this one. So I need to interact with this boat to push it out, which is a little bit annoying. Hello, boat, please. Come on, boat. Would you like to go out? There we go. Then I need to cut.
Is it going to give you a valid item first time?
Yes.
Okay, there we go.
they're
Two,
all
three.
3 of them. All 3 of them. But that never
So
happens.
it picks random items from your inventory to like try and solve the problem with, and there's apparently no guarantee that any of the items it picks are going to be ones that can actually solve the problem.
I think that like the odds are that. Yeah, I don't know. I think there's meant to be something there, but
Yeah.
I had one time which like, can I really cut it with like a tuna can lid? Like,
And
is
a
that gonna
bottle top?
work? Yeah.
So, unlike in in this case, we are aiming for real-time speed. We are also going to get extreme in-game speed.
Sort of.
Well,
We're going to be doing it in one in-game
yeah,
day.
in one in-game day.
Sort of. I mean, okay, for those of you who are night owls, do you count the time after midnight as the same day or not?
Yes.
Yes.
All right, so Lacey's made it official. It's a one-day run.
Yes. Oh, wait, hang on. I don't need to visit the peaks. I'm in visit peak mode. So we're just going to do a short run here. It's just like the short version we did earlier. So we do a half song here. This is a good song to get for this one. That was weird.
That was very weird. There we go.
Oh wait, hang on. I want to go this
beautiful.
way. I want to go this way.
Yeah, not the one you go for on your... All right. In we go.
That song's really good to get for the half one because it's like so intermittent, and then you can jump
Not
down.
the annoying kind. He's the kind you talk to because you never know what he'll say next. But, you know, still an idiot.
You know that thing that we said earlier about Moira being irreverent? Yeah, like that.
Hamish gets no respect. I'm not sure he deserves it, but he definitely doesn't get it. Torch being a bit normal there.
Yeah, it was just like, are you indoors or outdoors?
Cannot decide.
Yeah. Oops, I wanted to jump up that, not hoist. Let's just take a moment. More hoisting.
Another old cap.
Oh, I don't want to go up, lass. There you go.
There we go.
It's fine. There we go. And you'll see, like, with the shortcuts that I'm taking, how much further we sort of, like, push through the layers than, like, having to visit all of the, No, not the can,
no,
not
no,
the
no.
can. Please take the path. Okay. No, we're going anyway. So yes, when it gets late,
I've never done
oh yes,
anything but
this
walk.
is a
I
good
can
dialogue.
feel myself opening out. The way Uncle H says happens when you dump an oyster in a bucket of seawater.
Okay, we're gonna take. This shortcut may look a little bit familiar because we. I got to make sure I don't pick bed down in the cave mouth
'Cause,
because
yeah,
we
that's-
don't want to sleep. Oh no, I messed it
You must
up.
have burned a bit too much time on other stuff.
Oh, okay, that's fine.
Oh, well.
We're not the one-day run. We're going to be the 2-day run. We'll still get the good ending, but we won't have done it in one day. I think I let her talk too much because I enjoyed one of her little interludes a bit too much.
Tick down the clock.
yeah.
Oh, well.
It was actually very close. Very close. That's fine. So as you can see, as we were talking about, because we slept outside,
Everything
I
in
actually
this
didn't get
world
any
is
overnight
promise.
things.
No, you didn't.
Things.
That's unusual.
Well, it's a consolation prize.
Yeah, that's good. I might have like cancelled out of them so quickly. That may end up changing my routing for New Game All Peaks. Okay. Well, I'm no longer in risk of messing this bit up because if you go the wrong way here, it will trigger the I'm exhausted. So I won't embarrass myself there. I embarrassed myself earlier, and we're on the last run again. So you can see how much faster this route was, even with that fob, compared to the normal routing. Did we get the same one here as last time?
I'm not sure.
It's certainly not Celestial.
No.
But do clap along, this is the last time we're going to hear a song. Whoops. Okay.
You made it.
I made it. I made it. You know, it's a scuffed run, but hey, you know, we indulged a few of the dialogue lines that
I always
just
knew I didn't
here
fit
we go.
in back
We'll do
home.
another one
Yeah.
that gives you a little bit of
Mum.
context.
With my brother,
And
I always thought, who am I? Never, what am I?
And now we've effectively got the well, you sort of call it the true ending, and we get this treated to this wonderful piece of music here. You know, I think a really fitting end to the game.
And this music has a bit of an Antipodean connection, doesn't it?
Yeah, so this is based on a tune called The Hills of Kaitoke, and you have my apologies for mispronouncing it if so. Written by someone who went to essentially a folk music camp in New Zealand, Aotearoa, and just really, really loved the place so much. So, yeah, it's kind of funny that way.
Yeah.
10 a.m. on the
Okay,
second
10 a.m.
day.
second day.
Oh,
So
well.
if we do it correctly, it would have been midnight, like 1 a.m. or 2 a.m. on the first day. But we did not, so we're going to be here, and you're going to see the third ending variation. Okay, hang on, let me... So if you get here in the one day, you get the option to say, I haven't slept.
All right, let's see what flavor of sass we get this time.
So who is her? Who would we come to see?
I wonder.
I think... All right, what do we got?
These hills are
All right, we'll skip
me tell
this.
I've got a few stories to tell too. You know. I read this one in a book about.
Oh, no.
Oh,
yeah,
no?
Yeah. A
Thought
nun.
it would be
oh,
something
yeah.
different?
No, I thought there'd be more time, but
Oh.
yeah. About a nun who, you know, goes out the hills or something.
I can't
Okay.
even remember what that one
Yeah.
is.
I should have just let her say it because I still have to wait for
Yeah,
the...
you got to go through this anyway.
All right, and you'll see why in the earlier runs we actually wanted to skip this, because when Hamish comes out of this door and walks to the pole, it's like the slowest thing ever.
It's so slow. Quite apart from the fact you've got to do that whole cutscene as well.
So yeah, we're gonna, yes. So, I mean, in my ideal routing, we would have worked out a way for everyone to have a level playing field where we finish on the lighthouse. It's also very thematically nice for all peaks, but it's just not fair on people who don't have that save file available to them. So, what I'm going to show now is actually where we would normally also end the all peaks routing.
All right.
Can I get this? No, I can't. Okay. Look in the water. There are seals. What's the deal with seals?
Not quite seals.
I'm going to skip through this dialogue so you don't spoil it all, but you might have caught some hints of it, and time. Sorry, Lacey. I forgot.
And off we go.
Yes. You'll get some hints of it. If you want to get a much more, broader feel for the story,
I can feel
do
myself opening out.
pick up this game. It's wonderful.
each says happens when you
There's
dump an
like
oyster
lots
in
of
the
little
bucket of
micro
seawater.
moments that you get to sort of uncover out in the hills, and I just think it's just so nice the way that it's woven together, the various
These
elements
hills are
with the,
awash with
you know, the,
stories.
the rhythm sections
Some
are not there to
forgotten,
be difficult, they're to
some
add
true,
texture to the game.
beautiful
And
and some cruel.
yeah, it's just a really
That's
lovely
what
game.
happens
So
when people
I
turn
wanted to
the
thank
wrong way.
AusSpeedruns for having me. I want to thank
Seep
Nico for being
into
my
the soil,
commentator. Thank you.
the water.
Again, thank you to the mods and
They
other
float
runners
into
of
the
A
air.
Highland Song.
Are sung
And yeah,
even
that's it.
by the empty hills.
Please do keep donating to the charity.
We
Thank you so
carry them
much.
with us, wherever we go.
All right, a beautiful run of a beautiful game. Big thanks to Alecat for putting that on for us. That was a lot of fun to watch. While we were trailing over the mountains, we did get a donation, and we got $15 from Scott McPhee with no message. We are now setting up for the next run, which is Hack Infection. Just as a quick reminder, you have a couple of minutes to get in your donation incentives if that's what you would like to do. Hack has 2 at the moment, so you can name the character. The character limit is 14 characters, so if you'd like to make your mark on the speed run in some way, this is your moment to do it. And then we also have changing the voice language, so the language in game. There's 2 options. We've got English or the Japanese voices, so whichever you would prefer to hear, you can donate towards that. English VA is currently in the lead by $53, and for the name, we've currently got Surge for $10. All right, and that is it for me. I'll be handing you over to the next host. Thank you guys for a good hour and a half, I guess. Bye-bye.
Alrighty, PAX Aus, we are getting set up for that .hack infection run coming up in just a little bit. In the meantime, we do have a quick donation for y'all. We have a $60 anonymous donation saying, donation for the .hack Japanese voice acting. If you don't want to hear weeb voices, beat this donation. That puts the Japanese voice acting at $60 to English is $53. I believe that will probably be cut off at the start of the run, so we don't have a ton of time to beat that. So let's get those donations in, and we'll be here just in a little bit with some more speedrun goodness.